Hello everyone, welcome back. So, before we begin, just wanted to say a couple things, such as thank you for watching this, and thanks to anyone who does watch this. I hope you enjoy the video. I also wanted to say I hope you guys have a happy holidays. Whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, or any other holiday, I just hope you're having a good time out there. Anyways, alright, time to go start this battle. We're gonna go ahead and go into the beasts. Butthole? I don't know. We're going in through this entrance that's going to be created via Sin, and again, we cannot see what the beast looks like. All we know is just kind of. I'd like a 3D rendition or a drawing of it sometime. Maybe GGG can be like, this is what the beast looks like, and they'd be like, oh, it looks like a very big circle dog thing. That'd be kind of interesting. I mean, not that we're ever going to see it, but it'd be nice to see. Just going to avoid that. So I just want to go ahead and get to where we need to go. And I went in a circle. That's great. Yeah, I was watching. So I recently watched a video. And it was taking quotes from Pekora. And Pekora, as some of you may or may not, she is a pretty well-known Japanese VTuber. She regularly gets like 60,000 people watching her views. Well, maybe not regular. I probably closer to anywhere from 20 to 60,000. So I mean, I think that when I said she regularly gets 60,000, that was a little bit incorrect. The point here, though, is that she's pretty popular, and someone or she gave advice to someone who had said, I want to go to YouTuber school. Apparently there's a YouTuber university, because they want to be a YouTuber. They watch Pekora, and they think it looks cool and it looks really nice, and that that is what they want to do. And she gave advice, if that's what you're gonna do, just do it. Just go do it. Go to this, whatever. And what I would counter with, because I mean, yes, if you want to do it, do it. I'm doing YouTube at the moment, and I plan on possibly getting into streaming. But it is very popular, and it seems like something that it's not necessarily easy to do. In fact, I would suggest to go learn something that works along with VTubing. For example, go learn film and be like film editing, and then you can not only do you learn a skill that will double up and coincide with what you want to do, but you'll also be able to, if something happens, you can get a job working for film. If you can't get if it's just not working and not working out the way you want. So I mean, I wouldn't suggest going to a school specifically for VTubing. I think that's probably, if nothing else, a setup. There's like Full Sail University specifically if you want to get into gaming, stuff like that too. I've never necessarily heard anything bad about it, but it seems rather fishy, and I think that's trying to trap people who are in general wanting to follow their dreams. And this sounds like a similar thing that they're going to do at the VTuber University. So I would say, if you're going to go, if you want to pursue the VTube, or you want to pursue streaming and stuff like that, you should instead learn a side skill that will coincide with it. Another one that you could learn along with it is illustration. Those are pretty good. You can always get into illustrating things like comics or manga or something like that, you know, those kinds of things, as well as be able to use the advanced tools that are in Spark or Premiere or something like that. And this is just something that you never want to. You need to have a backup, basically, is what I'm saying. Because some of these VTubers who don't have backups and stuff like that, if anything happens, they get completely canceled and stuff like that. If they had nothing else they could do, they would be in pretty serious trouble. And with ongoing like cancellations of people and ongoing just like, oh, you said one wrong thing and then you get taken off, you know, I'm sure Kiryu Koko, who is also a VTuber, probably had some worries, you know, when she was like demonetized pretty heavily. And it's not something that anyone necessarily wants to go through. Let me see if the volume's still, yeah, it's still down low. I just might have to adjust it in post. Oh, wait, no, that's not where to go. It just seems kind of loud, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I would, like I said, advise having something you can fall back on. I initially thought, I thought for a while that I wanted to go into programming, and you know, if I can ever get back into it, I still do. I'd like to continue or finish learning that up, so that way if this never goes anywhere, can go somewhere. I mean, right now I'm looking at maybe I could do like the Google IT thing and get a a technical training for that, because you know, I don't know if this is gonna go well, or if anything's gonna go well. I just don't want to end up nowhere, you know, and that's something that I don't think anyone wants to have happen to them. And this advice she was giving was to kind of a child, still someone in high school. And you know, I wish that person all luck and everything like that. Else, if they're specifically Japanese, it's actually a little bit harder. So I would actually suggest also that they learn English. Just because English speaking is a much wider audience base and stuff like that. So that would be useful for them to do. So they should probably pick up English, they should probably pick up a few other things, and it should be okay after that point. But you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and you want to spread out where you can. And since you have that option, you know, you're still relatively young and stuff, you're still young and stuff like that, and you have plenty of time. But also don't let that time be, you know, don't let it slip through your fingers. I felt like I did that a lot, and I still have some regrets. Although there's a lot of things I couldn't control, I still can't control and don't control. You know, you just don't I don't know. Don't waste your don't waste opportunities. If you have an opportunity to learn something and you enjoy it, go for it. And if it doesn't end up being quite what you originally wanted, you know, don't be too disappointed, because you know, sometimes things change. You know, maybe you find out that your anxiety is so crippling that you cannot get into being a VTuber kind of thing, or get into being a whatever you want to do. That involves interacting with people, because VTubers do have to interact with people quite a bit. You know, maybe you just can't deal with that or do that. And you know, I'd say that you should have those other skills to make things easier. Or not easier, it's not really the right word, but I don't know. You understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to get the message across. That just for security measures, you know, for your own sake, you know, try to be multifaceted. there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of jobs being switched into having more of them of an online kind of thing because of COVID. Who knows how long it's going to last. You could be facing, things are going to get really slow for a long while because of how the government's reacting to it. Things are going to open up. Who knows? So it's important to have a skill set that is versatile. Anyways, enough blabbing on about that. Or let's move on to something else, a different subject, because that's kind of like heavy and no one wants to listen to that forever. You came here to get entertained, Matt. Listen to me smashing my face against the keyboard. Oh, it's so difficult. Well, this is easy gameplay. And enjoyable. Someone else mentioned that, the playstyle wasn't for them, but they thought it was a good video. Thank you, very much for that. And I hope anyone else who watches enjoys it. And if you have any suggestions, how to improve, go ahead. I'm more than willing to listen to ideas. I don't want to seem like what is that Chinese idiom? Or I think it's Asian idiom. It seems to be all over. I don't know where it originated from, but it's like frog in a well. Basically you're kind of arrogant of what is actually going on, basically. And I've never been I don't like that being like that. So if there's something that you want me to, that you think I can do better, I can change to do better, then go ahead and write a comment about it. Tell me about it. Send me a message on Twitter or Parler, or you can send it to my send a key quest at gmail.com. That'd be fine too. Just about anything. I'm pretty friendly, I think. I hope. I do have firm opinions, though. Some things I was like, you're an idiot. But I'm an idiot too sometimes. A lot of times. Oh man, that probably sounded arrogant of me, but there are just a lot of things that people get sheep-minded about, flock mentality. And I've always kind of been someone who has purposely gone against the grain, because usually a lot of people who I met with in school would always go with the kind of same, like, oh, this is this, and they never would point out the opposing opinions. And you may wonder, well, if everyone thinks the same, why should opposing opinions be brought up? Because it's usually these important opposing opinions that bring out important details and allow you to solve certain problems. And so it's good to be balanced and look at multiple facets of what's being said or taught to you. It's a part of problem solving and stuff like that. So if you just ignore one section or an important section completely and don't allow for the input, you end up just being in a tunnel of your own arrogance, basically. Because the world isn't, unfortunately, black and white. It'd be nice if it was. That way I could say this is most definitely wrong, this is most definitely right, and everything. But some things are inevitably gray in lots of different things. And to a greater society, it may not be right and may not be wrong, but you have to try your best to kind of just peer through the glass and see more than just what's being presented. But I don't really teach that in schools much anymore. And, on my way out of high school, I found that they were doing it less, and they were just kind of teaching you how to do things. Like, you do it this way. They weren't teaching you how to figure out how to do it. So the difference between the two is, one is basically you're presented with a problem and you only know how to solve it one way, or maybe two ways. The other way is you're being presented a problem and you can find different ways to solve the problem. They're not always perfect, they're not always right, but they're not always the best, but you can improve upon that and you can figure out a different way later. And these are kind of important things to learn. That's another thing, that problem with going to like a VTuber college is that they will more than likely teach you one way to do something. They'll teach you how to use, well, for example, Adobe Premiere. And then you'll be like, okay, but I can't afford Adobe Premiere. What do I do now? I mean, I'm no longer a student, usually give student discounts. What do I do now? And usually the answer is you try one of the free ones, and you're like, okay, but I don't know how to use the free ones. Well, you're going to have to kind of figure that out your own. You get to go on to the internet and look up a guide. Oh, no one's looked up a guide. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to find a way around that. And it's like, okay, well, I can't find an easy way around that. What are you going to do? Well, I started off making my thumbnails using 3D Paint. My most recent one still is, and I recently got Adobe Premiere, not through, normal methods. But I did get it, and I'm using it now. Or I've started using it, or figuring out how to use it, because I never was taught it in school, because it's not what school were. I went to school for programming. If you gave me a program, and told me how to, or asked me to write something, I probably could. Most things. I mean, I wasn't very proficient at doing red, black trees and stuff like that, but most of the things I could figure out how to do it. And if I couldn't figure out how to do it, I would know where to go to figure out how to do it. If I couldn't figure out where to go to find to do it, then I just kind of struggled, start off from something else, and then compare it and move it on, and find a book to read about it. And the internet's a good place for resources like that. And so it's important to be able to know, just basically a bunch of steps. You don't want to just sit there and go, and never know. Sometimes you just find it out yourself. And that applies to lots of things, though, and that's why I'm talking about it. Oh boy, though. This amalgamation boss fight. This is. I do kind of wish I had a bit more damage for it. But it's not. I can't say this is really, difficult. I'm just kind of, letting them smash me a bit, and I'm smashing them back, and I'm gonna win just through sheer terminosity. But man, it's taken a while. Like I said before, this playstyle isn't for everyone, and it's not meant to be. It's just meant to be something that anyone can do, unless you sit there and take. And the one thing we're going to be hurt by pretty hard by is any type of chaos damage, which this thing does do partial chaos damage, but a lot of it's physical and stuff like that. And so we can mostly just kind of take it, use our potions that aren't even upgraded for anything, and just chill out. Alright, so that was the boss of Act 9. We are now done. Which means that we can move on to Act 10. Almost there, boys. Almost there. Now go to the docks. Alright. Yeah, yada yada yada. No one cares. Almost done. Exciting. So after this we'll go, I'm gonna end that video there now, guys, and next time we'll pick up and save Bannon, and then we'll go on with our merry way. Yeah. So again, I want to wish you guys all happy holidays. If you would, please share, like, comment, and subscribe to the video, or don't if you didn't. And I'll see you guys next video. Take care. Bye bye.